5 weaknesses all narcissists have but don't want you to know. Did you know that narcissists would go to any length to make you believe they are powerful, perfect, and without weaknesses? However, their reality is very different. Imagine if we told you that they are hiding at least 5 weaknesses from you. In this video, we'll reveal 5 weaknesses that all narcissists have but don't want you to know about. When we think of narcissists, we frequently think of self-centered individuals. We may believe that they are arrogant, egotistical, and superior to others. But what if the truth was different? Narcissists must hide and suppress their feelings. Their entire life is a deception, a mask that they wear to hide their true selves. Here are 5 weaknesses that all narcissists have but don't want you to know about. Number 1. Lack of self-reflection. In order to mature, we must accept the defects and failures that we all have from time to time, because taking into account all of these weaknesses and mistakes will eventually help a person grow. But what happens when it comes to a narcissist? Everything that is wrong in their life is someone else's fault. They can never make a mistake, and as a result, they remain trapped in a never-ending cycle of victimhood. They want to be seen as ultimate and perfect, yet in truth and practice, they are victims of their own deeds. They never mature because they never learn from their mistakes, which is due to the fact that they never identify their mistakes in the first place. Growth is lacking in their lives, which is why if you leave a narcissist in the psychological situation or in any other fashion, you will find them in the same state 10 years from now. That's for sure. Number 2. They do not believe in working together and only want to compete. A narcissist is very self-absorbed. They are only concerned about themselves. It is their well-being that is most important. However, in an environment where teamwork is required for progress, this can be extremely dangerous. If you're in a situation where you're only focusing on yourself, how will you progress if you're not accepting any form of assistance? Let's take a look at a situation where 2 parents are co-parenting and both are supposed to be involved in the proper upbringing of the kids. However, the narcissist just cares about winning the kids' favor. They want to be the more likable parent out of the 2, and they want the kids to elevate this narcissist on a pedestal. What this does is destroy the children, because the narcissist is unconcerned about discipline or the impact of a lack of boundaries. The narcissist is unconcerned about uplifting or lifting the children or indulging them. They are unconcerned about the trauma it creates. Essentially, as a co-parent, they would do anything to ensure that they won against you and that you appeared to be the insane one. However, the children may take more of the narcissist's side and isolate you, keep some form of distance from you, or believe that you are a horrible parent in comparison to the narcissist. Everything you do with them is a competition. It can never be a cooperation because for it to be a collaboration, the narcissist must think beyond himself. They must consider you and your requirements, which they're unable to do. The only needs that matter to them are their own needs. Number 3. They are constantly bored and their hobbies are short-lived. Narcissists are entirely disconnected from their actual self, which makes feelings of satisfaction and gratitude exceedingly difficult for them to experience. Why? Because being satisfied is more of an emotional condition than having all of the materialistic and flashy things around you to feel satisfied. It has nothing to do with your financial situation. Of course, the quality and quantity of things contribute to the level of happiness, but ultimately, your way of experiencing fulfillment is pretty unique to who you are as a person and what you want in your life and how you define it. But nothing is ever enough for a narcissist. That is why their interest is changing. Basically, they are uninterested in anything. It's like they're attempting to fill a big black hole with nothing. They switch from one interest to the next and are changing partners frequently. They have a habit of hoarding cars, shifting houses, and doing strange things. What are they thinking? Because, for one thing, they are dissatisfied with what they have. They do not understand what it means to be satisfied and are disconnected from themselves. Second, they must have that intense sense of high that you get as an addict when you use the substance. And this is the exact same feeling of satisfaction they feel every time they buy a new car or a new house. They're with this new person and they have to persuade them, woo them, and make them fall in love with them. This is all insane and shallow, and it never allows a narcissist to live a peaceful life. Before we get to number 4, what weaknesses did you see in the narcissist that you were with? Share your thoughts in the comments down below and help other people feel validated. Number 4, their fear of being embarrassed makes them concerned about how they appear in public. Narcissists may not appear to be embarrassed of anything, but the truth is, they are extremely ashamed of who they are. This shame is something they constantly avoid, and if anything triggers it, it will get the narcissist's rage. Therefore, always consider this in your interactions with them. A simple statement, a slight comment would summon a monster from the narcissist, and you'd be left wondering, what the heck happened? That's the kind of embarrassment that shows how insecure they really are. However, they're trapped in a loop of running away from the humiliation and awarding the shame. And one of the ways they do this is by maintaining a facade of being outstanding, great, wonderful, kind, caring, high class, whatever it takes for them to be seen as acceptable, worthy of recognition, and superior to everyone else. In the process of maintaining this facade, they use a lot of energy only to ensure that people do not see their true colors. And the sad part of this story is that they sacrifice their loved one in the process of doing so. For example, narcissistic parents who are concerned with their public image will use their children and spouse as trophies to exhibit them in public and gain approval or praise via them, without even caring about how being used as a trophy impacts their children or marriage. This is why it is claimed that narcissists exploit you as objects, and this objectification becomes extremely evident when they strive to maintain the illusion and avoid the humiliation that they profoundly feel. Number 5. Their whole personality type is based on addiction. Their whole personality pattern is founded on addiction because they're addicted to the highs they feel when they are with people or when they buy items. It's all about getting that supply, and a narcissist might receive it in a variety of ways. Some of them are sex addicts, others are addicted to money, while others are addicted to heavy drugs, alcohol, and so on. Their life is dependent entirely on a substance, an object, or something other than their own genuine self, making them more codependent than codependents themselves. A narcissist fears being alone. They can't manage it, which is why they have to keep themselves distracted at all times. They lack emotional control and must rely on things, products, and people to help them regulate themselves and feel better. Their entire life revolves around the loss of control, despite the fact that they look to be confident and pretend to have everything under control. They have no control over themselves whatsoever. What do those fits, tantrums, and outbreaks of rage tell us? They tell us that this kind of person doesn't know how to deal with their emotions. So we're basically dealing with a child trapped in an adult body. The majority of their life is mostly spent on pursuing things, and a recurrent pattern of addiction in which a narcissist travels from one substance to the next, one person to the next, and one thing to the next. We hope you found this video helpful and informative, and that it helped you understand the different weaknesses that narcissists have. Have you discovered any of these weaknesses in a narcissist? Feel free to share it in the comments down below, and thank you for watching.